welcome back to my channel. First of all, thank you guys, really thank you for so many views on my last video. Please don't forget to subscribe, it helps me a lot. It also motivates me to make more videos. Okay, let's get started. Today we're going to talk about how to configure initial switch settings. Let's open our packet tracer. So we're going to verify the switch configuration, then configure a basic switch configuration, configure the banner, save the configuration to non-volatile RAM, and then also configure switch 2. Part 1. Verify the default switch configuration. Enter the privileged mode. So we click on S1. Then click on enter. Then enable. Then we're in the privileged mode. Examine the current switch configuration. Let's do that. Let's type show running config. Then click on enter to see more. Okay, let's examine this. So we see interfaces. How much interfaces do we see? Let's cover this. And we're going to do it together. So how much interfaces do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 24 of fast internet interfaces. How much gigabit Ethernet interfaces do you see? You see 2. Okay. Then how many lines does it have? It has console line 0. And then a line VTY 0 till 4. Then from 5 till 15. So it's just from 0 till 15. And we know that 0 has a value, so there is from 0 till 15, there is 16 lines. Okay, let's see. The first question is, how many fast Ethernet interfaces does the switch have? 24. How many gigabit Ethernet interfaces does the switch have? 2. What is the range of a value from VTY lines? 0 till 15, so 16 lines. Which command will display the current content of non-volatile random access memory? And VRAM is show startup config. So if you want to see the current content of your NVRAM, you put show startup config. So if you want to examine the current switch configuration, so what's in your RAM, you put show running config. If you want to know the current content of your NVRAM, you put show startup config. So if you want to see the content of the NVRAM, is show startup config. If you want to see the content of the RAM, it's show running config. Why does the switch respond with startup config is not present? Okay, let's put show startup config in our CLI. He says startup config is not present. What does that mean? We didn't configure anything, nor did we save something. We are just verifying. When we are configuring something, it is saved to our RAM. If you want to be saved to our NVRAM, non-volatile random access memory, then you have to use the command copy running config startup config. Again, if we're just configuring without saving, then automatically it's saved in RAM. But if we want those things to be saved from RAM to NVRAM, we have to use the command copy running config startup config. Okay? Okay, let's go to the next step. Create a basic switch configuration. Assign a name to a switch. We're going to assign host name S1. So let's go to our configure mode. They also call it global configure mode. So that will happen when you type config ter. You see here, you're in the configuration mode or in the global configuration mode. Then you type host name S1, enter, and then you have to exit your configuration mode. Configured from console by console. Okay, secure access to the console. Okay, when we want to configure something, we have to go back to configure mode. So, okay, let's do that. Then, where will you be saving the password? In line console 0. You're in a specific configuration mode, configure line mode. So you are in the line console. So let's put the password. Password is lets me in. Then login and then exit. So why is a login command required? It's required because when a user wants to access your switch, he's going to be prompted with password and he needs the password to access the switch. That's why you have to put login. Okay, let's see. It ensures that the user will be prompted with a login request. The login request is just password common, and then you have to put the password in. Okay, so next, verify that console access is secured. Exit privilege mode to verify that the console is secured. Okay, let's do that. I was away from my desk, I came back and it logged me out. So there is a time limit on this thing. It logged me out when he asked for a password and I didn't put a password on time. Password was let me in. So I'm in. If the switch did not prompt you password, then you did not configure the login parameters. Okay, secure your privileged mode. So let's do that. Let's use the password C1 $C0. Okay. Enable. We have to go to the configure mode. So config. Then enable password C1 $C0 and then exit. Verify that the privilege mode access is secure. Okay, let's exit. Okay, so now we're going to, first of all, have access to our console 0. So now we have to put which password in. Let me in. Then when we're going to go to the privilege mode, so we type first of all enable. Then he asks the password. And the password is that the one we did with C1 $C0. See? And now we're in the privileged mode. So let's verify our configuration by putting show running config. Yeah. I forgot hyphen. Show running. If you want to see more, just click on enter. Okay, let's examine this. So, we didn't encrypt our password, so you can see it in plain text. Then, wait a minute. Okay. See, here also online console 0, you can see it in plain text. So it's not smart. We can make them encrypted by using a particular command, but we're not there yet. So let's go to step 6. The password of our privileged mode will be replaced by it's a secret. Okay, let's do that. I don't like this. I'm gonna exit. Then okay. So configure the encrypted password to secure access to the privileged mode. So we're gonna replace our Cisco, so C1 $C0, we're going to replace it with it's a secret. So let's go to the configure mode. So configure, enable secret, it's a secret, then exit. So the enable secret password overrides the enable password. If both are configured on the switch, you must enter the enable secret to enter the privileged mode. Okay, let's go to step 7. Verify that the enable secret password is added to the configuration file. So we're going again use the command show running config. Yes. Then let's see enable secret. You see here the password is encrypted. So the question is, what is displayed for the enable secret password? Random letters, symbols, signs, punctuation marks, because it's encrypted. You have also dollar signs. Why is the enable secret password displayed differently from what we configured? Because it's encrypted. Okay, step 8. Encrypt the enable and console password. This is what I'm talking about. So if you want all your password to be encrypted, you have to use service password encryption, this command, and all your future passwords will be encrypted. Okay, let's do that. So service password encryption and exit. That's it. If you configure any more passwords on the switch, will they be displayed in the configuration file as plain text or in encrypted form? If you use the command above, all future passwords will be encrypted. Let's see if your passwords are encrypted by using show running config. Show running config. Yes. So our password is here encrypted, and our secret password is here also encrypted. And here you see our password is encrypted. Okay. Next, so I was explaining where to find your passwords and if they're encrypted or not, and it logged me out again. So let's log in. Our first password is the console password, so it's let me in. And the second is it's a secret. So password and colon, as you see here, it's called a login request. That's why when we configure those passwords, we put login and then exit. Let's write a message of the day. So we're going to configure that in our switch. So we have to go to the configure mode. So we start with banner, message of the day. Then we start with a dollar sign. Then let's copy this, put it here, and finish it with another dollar sign. That's it. And let's exit the configuration. So when will the banner be displayed? When you want to access for the first time the switch, the banner will be displayed. Why should every switch have a message of the day banner? To to warn unauthorized users that the access is forbidden or prohibited. Access is prohibited. Save and verify configuration files to the non-volatile RAM. So let's do that. That's copy running config startup config. Just use tab. So type copy R, then tab, and then st, then tab, and then you're going to see the word in full. So then you click on enter. Destination file. He asks if you want to save it in this file, startup config. Just click on enter. By default, he will be saving it in his memory in the file startup config. Then, what is the short abbreviation version of copy running config startup config? Just cop, then R, and then S. So cop, then tab, then R, then tab, then S, then tab, ST, then tab. It's ST. It's cop R ST. I forgot the T. So copy running config startup config. Okay. Examine the startup configuration file. So which command will display the contents of NVRAM? So the command is show startup config. Let's do that. Okay. Show startup. Yeah. Are all the changes that were entered recorded in the file? Let's see. Okay. Here is our message of the day. This is secure system authorized access only. Here you have your password of your line console. Then here you have your secret password, your privileged mode password. And then you also have the banner. This is a secure system authorized. Let's test this. If we get this or not. Let's test this. So let's Control C. You also can use Control Z, but I always use Control C. So let's exit everything. You see here, so the first time you want to use your switch, or you want to have access for the first time to your switch, you're going to get this banner. This is secure system authorized access only. Then you give your password of your console 0. That was let me in. Then you want to go to the privileged mode. You tap enable. The password of our privileged mode was it's a secret. And then we're in. Don't forget we also configured our host name. You can see it here, S1. Let's do the same for our switch 2. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, let's configure our switch 2. I'm gonna click on switch 2. So click on enter. Then enable. And then terminal to be in the configuration mode. Then give him a name. So host name S2. So you see it changed to S2. Then protect access to the console using the let me in password. So let's go to line console 0 and line console 0. Then password let me in. Okay, then log in and then exit. Okay, that's done. Configure and enable password of C1 $C0. Okay. We're still in our configure mode. That's good. So enable passwords. It's passed. So then exit. Okay, and enable secret password of it's a secret. We have to go back to our configure mode, so config there. Then enable secret. It's a secret. This will override this. Okay, enable secret, it's a secret. That's our encrypted password. Yes. Okay, let's exit. Okay, configure an appropriate message to those logging into the switch. So back to our configure mode. Then banner message of the day. Start with a $sign. Then paste this one. Then finish with the $sign. This is secure system authorized access only. Okay. Then exit the configuration mode. Encrypt all plain text passwords. Okay, back to our configure mode. Then we have to use service password encryption. Okay. So ensure that the configuration is correct. And then save the configuration file to avoid loss if the switch is powered down. So let's exit our configuration mode and then copy running and startup config. Okay. Destination file name. He wants to save it in the file startup config. It's okay. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's test if our configuration is correct. So let's exit this. Okay, so first, did we have the message of today? Yes, we have. This is a secure system authorized access only. So, or is it this one? Okay. Okay, we're going to do it again because timeout is expired. So this is secure system authorized access only. Password or password of our console is let me in. I'm in. Also this one we did. Then going to our configure mode, enable. He asks for a password. Password is it's a secret. It's a secret. Yes, we're in. Did this one. Okay. Then see our device name is S2. So we also did that. Okay, encrypt all plain text password. We can verify that by using show running config. Show running config. Let's see. Our secret password is encrypted. This is the old one. This one overrides this one. Then let's see for our line console. Here is the banner. We did that. Here we're going to see our passwords of line console. The first password you have to give is also encrypted. We also did this. Ensure that the configuration is correct. We know that's correct. And we also saved it because if we didn't save it, we wouldn't have this. And save the configuration file to avoid loss if the switch is powered down. We already did that. Okay, if you want to test this, I can't remove a cable. I wanted to test it, but I can remove a cable. The author blocked it, so look at it. Normally, you can check this by removing a cable and then put it back in your switch to see if it's really saved in your memory. So let's close this. I'm going to try it. So this is a delete button. I want to take this cable off. Disconnect links is locked by the author designed for this activity. I can't verify it, but the configuration is saved because we did that by using where is it? By using copy running config startup config. Yes, okay. Okay, that's it. We did all that. So let's close this. And this. So that's it for today. Please like, share, and subscribe. And have a nice day. Bye!